Hello there, I'm Alan Stevens, the Media Coach, as you know, of course. Some time ago, I set up the Monday morning video tip, and this is its triumphant, well, at least it's back. I was going to say triumphant return, but it's back. And thank you for subscribing. You may have forgotten you subscribed, in which case, well, here it is. If you don't want to carry on with it, you can just remove the video tip from your list. Don't unsubscribe from my easy, that's all good stuff. Anyway, it's back. So for about 5 minutes every Monday morning, I'm going to pop into your inbox with a bit of advice. It started out as a Media Coach media tip, but I'm going to give you general tips on presentation advice and reputation. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about storytelling. I gave a storytelling class, masterclass last week at the Theatre Royal in Drury Lane. I gave a presentation to the Professional Speakers Association in London on Saturday. And I just want to pick up 3 points from that masterclass and that presentation that might be helpful to you when you're presenting stories. You can present stories in any environment. You could be in a meeting, you could be delivering a speech, you could be talking to friends. And there are just a few things that I think will help you create even better stories. The first thing is recording stories. If you don't record a story at the time it happens or just afterwards, you're going to forget details of it. I always carry a notebook wherever I go, or if I've got my notebook handy, then I use my phone as a recording device and record a little audio message or even send myself a voicemail. It's really important that you record not only what happens, but also how you feel about something at the time. How you feel about something is really what you want to convey when you're telling the story. Emotional stories make a huge impact. I don't mean you have to go over the top, you don't have to be melodramatic, but you do need to include the emotion in your story so people get a feel for what's going on. So point 1, make sure you record your story. Point 2, and this is a very interesting one, when you tell your story, try telling it as one of the other characters. You'll obviously normally tell it as yourself. You'll be the protagonist. You'll be the person to whom the story happened, and you will have an obstacle to overcome and a pot of gold at the end, a traditional hero's journey story. But try telling it as somebody else who was there, a third-party observer, somebody else involved in the dialogue. Now, the reason for doing that is that it will give you a different perspective on your own point of view. Try telling all of your stories as though you're somebody else who was there or somebody who was observing who may not actually have been there. You will get a completely different perspective on how your story works. So the second point, try telling your story as somebody else. And point 3, the third point, you don't have to tell your story in a linear fashion. You don't have to start at the beginning and end at the end. What you can do, you can start at the most exciting point, what we might call the inciting incident if we were in film. And that's where something really important happens, the most important point of the story. Then you can backfill as to how you got there and you can tell us what happened afterwards. So you can start at the exciting point, or you can start right at the end. You can tell people how the story concluded, what you achieved, what transformation occurred, and then work backwards as to how you got there. And both of those techniques, starting at the most exciting incident, the inciting incident, or starting with the end, as it were, give a story a different flavour. You can tell a story in a different way. So there's 3 points again. Make sure you record your story, tell your story as somebody else, and you don't have to start at the beginning and finish at the end. You can start at the end or start at the exciting point. Those 3 things will make your stories much more lively and much more enthusiastic as you deliver them to people. So have a go at those when you're storytelling. Try those techniques out. Let me know how it goes. Alan at MediaCoach.uk, as you know. I'm Alan Stevens, the Media Coach. If you have been, thanks for watching.